I bet you didn't know about Trump's latest fascination. This time, he set his sights on a frosty prize Greenland. That's right, the world's largest island, best known for its icy landscapes and polar bears, has somehow become the latest object of Trump's, let's call it, unconventional foreign policy. Now, you might be thinking, Greenland, seriously, what's he up to this time? And to be honest, you wouldn't be alone. The whole thing started back in 2019 when Trump first floated the idea of buying Greenland. It was like something out of a bad reality TV show, but believe it or not, he wasn't kidding. Fast forward to today, and Trump's interest in Greenland is back in the headlines. Now, he's suggesting a visit to this icy wonderland. He even claims that some Greenlanders were spotted sporting "Make America Great Again" hats during a recent visit. Whether this is true or just another Trumpian exaggeration, well, that's anyone's guess. But one thing's for sure, Greenland is suddenly finding itself thrust onto the global stage, and it's all thanks to the unpredictable whims of the Donald. Let's just hope this doesn't end with a Twitter war with a glacier or something. Now, before we get too carried away with the idea of Greenland becoming the 51st state, or perhaps Trumpland North, we need to talk about a little thing called Denmark. You see, Greenland might be a vast and icy expanse, but it's not exactly an independent nation. It's actually part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and it has been for centuries. Think of it like this. Greenland is to Denmark what, say, Puerto Rico is to the United States, except with a lot more ice and a lot fewer pina coladas. The relationship between Greenland and Denmark is a complex one, steeped in history, culture, and, dare I say, a touch of awkwardness. On the one hand, Greenland relies heavily on Denmark for financial support and defense. Denmark, in turn, sees Greenland as a strategically important territory, especially in light of its growing importance in the Arctic region. But on the other hand, there's a growing movement within Greenland for greater autonomy and eventually full independence. It's a delicate balancing act, and Trump's sudden interest in Greenland is only making things more complicated. Now let's talk about the Greenlanders themselves, shall we? They're not just a bunch of polar bear-hugging ice fishermen, you know. They have their own distinct culture, language, and increasingly a desire to chart their own destiny. In recent years, there's been a surge in support for independence from Denmark. Imagine a bunch of Vikings, but instead of pillaging and plundering, they're politely asking for their country back. It's a slow burn, but a burn nonetheless. Now, some Greenlanders see Trump's interest as a potential opportunity. After all, who needs Danish subsidies when you've got a billionaire with a penchant for impulse purchases sniffing around? But others are wary of swapping one colonial power for another. I mean, let's be honest, trading Copenhagen for Mar-a-Lago doesn't exactly scream upgrade, does it? It's a complex issue with no easy answers. Section 4, a deal in the making, challenges and possibilities. So could a US-Greenland deal actually happen? Well, the short answer is probably not. First of all, Denmark has made it very clear that Greenland is not for sale. It's like trying to buy your friend's dog when they've explicitly said it's not for sale. It's just awkward and, frankly, a little creepy. Secondly, even if Denmark were somehow open to the idea, which they're not, it would require a whole lot of paperwork, negotiations, and probably a few strongly worded letters from various international organizations. It's a logistical nightmare. And that's before we even get into the whole issue of what the Greenlanders themselves actually want. Section 5, Strategic Significance, why Greenland matters. So, if buying Greenland is such a long shot, why is Trump so fixated on it? Well, like most things Trumpian, it all boils down to a potent cocktail of ego, strategic interests, and a healthy dose of good old-fashioned greed. First of all, there's the whole America First thing. Trump seems to view the world as one giant game of Monopoly, and he's not afraid to play dirty to win. Acquiring Greenland would be a major power move, cementing his legacy as the ultimate deal-maker, or at least that's probably how he sees it. But beyond ego, there are some legitimate strategic reasons why the US might be interested in Greenland. For starters, it's home to Thule Air Base, a key US military installation that plays a vital role in missile defense and space surveillance. Then there's the issue of resources. Greenland is believed to have vast, untapped reserves of oil, gas, and rare earth minerals, all of which are becoming increasingly valuable in today's world. Finally, there's the small matter of climate change. As the Arctic ice melts, new shipping routes are opening up, and Greenland finds itself at the center of a new geopolitical battleground. The US, Russia, and China are all vying for influence in the region, and Greenland is the ultimate prize. So while Trump's dream of buying Greenland might be a fantasy, the strategic importance of this icy island is very real. And that's something that should concern us all. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel.